RedHawks looking to rekindle the spark before the home stretch of MAC season, up against a resurgent Golden Flashes squad from Kent State. Taking a break from the freezing cold outside. Inside Millett Hall, we have a packed crowd tonight for the Miami RedHawks and the Kent State Golden Flashes. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of Miami men's basketball here on RedHawk Radio. Bryan Miller joined by Addison Lenhart. And Addison, it's been a tough couple games for the Miami RedHawks, 2 straight losses. That's the first time that's happened all season, and it's really come from the inside out.
Yeah, and you know, 2 teams that are kind of trending in opposite directions right now. Kent State, who had a bit of a rough start for their standards to conference play earlier in the season, have won their last 5 games. They come in to this game playing their best basketball of the season. And Miami, 2 very uncharacteristic losses, one to Western Michigan on the road and to Eastern Michigan up in Ypsilanti as well. 2 games where they just turned the ball over, couldn't really get anything going offensively. And some key stars offensively for them this season really just underperformed. Ian Elmer, Cam Kraft, Peter Suter, particularly some of their worst performances of the season, and really couldn't have come at a worse time because Kent State is a team that is very experienced, one of the best defensive teams in the Mid-American Conference coming into this game, tops in the MAC. According to KenPom, as far as defensive efficiency goes, they're very experienced. They're going to get up into you. They're going to be physical. And this Miami team has really struggled with teams of that type so far this season. They absolutely have to get production from their big 3 and make shots from the perimeter if they want to win this game tonight.
Yeah, certainly a big game tonight for both squads. You mentioned Kent State. They are winners of 5 straight, most recently winning at Bowling Green 91-84. And you mentioned the differences between these 2 teams, Addison. Kent State first in the MAC, only giving up 66.7 points per game, really getting it done defensively. I've really seen that throughout the helm of Rob Stenderhoff. Had a lot of success here at Kent State, made the NCAA tournament a couple of times, and they really do it very, very well defensively. For Miami, as we mentioned earlier, losers of 2 straight at Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan. The Michigan trip has not gone well for the RedHawks. The Western Michigan game really dominated, especially on the boards. Gave up 50-plus rebounds and over 20 offensive rebounds. Cannot have that today against a very physical Kent State group. Starting lineups for today's game, same as last game for both squads. For the Golden Flashes, Vaughn Cameron Davis, Sion Medley, Jalen Solinger, Mike Pekelja, and Delrico Gillespie. For Miami, it's been the same starting lineup every game besides one. Ian Elmer, Makai Cooper, Antoine Woolfolk, and then the 2 guards that have really been the stars of this RedHawk team, Cam Kraft and Pete Suter. Almost ready to go here from Millett. Kent State in the all-navy uniforms with gold lettering and trimming on the sides, and Miami in their all-white script, Miami in red over the chest with the diamond pattern on the pants as well. This is the 155th meeting between the Golden Flashes and RedHawks. Hopefully this one will live to the billing. 2 very, very good teams. Should be a very competitive game here today. Gillespie and Woolfolk meeting at the Red M in the center of the court. Should be ready to go here from Millett. Crowd up on their feet. A very, very good crowd here tonight. The ball is tipped and we are ready to go. Kent State winning the tip. Medley with the ball leading the Golden Flashes offense. Right side of the court, looking to go inside, taken away, and got by Miami. Woolfolk on it there. Cooper leading the charge for the RedHawks, slows it up. Goes left side, goes to Kraft. And Elmer at the top of the key, looking down low, going to Suter at the wing, ball tipped up and thrown away. First turnover on the day for Miami. Kent State on the other side. It is Solinger at the top of the key, almost going over and back, but now driving inside past Woolfolk. Blocked by Woolfolk inside, but back to Kent State. It is Medley again at the top of the key. 12 seconds on the shot clock, going to his right side. Pass it up to Solinger. guarded very heavily by Cooper, and it will be a foul called on the sophomore from Illinois.
There's so far quite a bit of ball pressure from Miami on these Kent State guards early, and you can expect that from Kent State defensively on the Miami guards as well. So Coach Travis Steele trying to match the physicality and energy of this Kent State defense.
Medley at the top of the key, being guarded by Suter. Now Cooper switches on to him, going up top to Gillespie. And now to Davis up top. And over to the wing, back to Davis. Looking to drive inside, shot clock running down to 3, looking to drive in. Stops, throws it up, no good. And rebounded by Davis, goes up again, is good. But a travel called before the shot, so Miami will get the ball back.
Sort of a frenetic possession there, and Von Cameron Davis gets the opportunity at the basket, but not able to keep his foot planted prior to going up with that bucket there. But a couple nice defensive possessions from Miami so far.
Absolutely. Suter driving in, being double teamed, finds Woolfolk down low, lay it is good. What a pass by Peter Suter there, he's getting double teamed, found the open man, and Woolfolk down low. And Miami on the board first.
And they really need contributions out of Antoine Woolfolk tonight, as you alluded to, have really struggled on the boards as of late, and Woolfolk is one of their top guys on the glass.
Did not score last game against Eastern Michigan. Gillespie slams it home for Kent State, and we are tied up 2 minutes into the game, 2 points apiece for each side. Cooper gets it to Kraft, top of the key, being double teamed again, now not. Now gets it to Suter, and Cooper at the top. Tries to get down low to Woolfolk just outside of the elbow, driving in, uses his right hand, gets it out to Kraft at the wing, now to Elmer in the corner, being guarded very closely, throws up a mid-range shot, no good, and rebounded by Kent State. And Medley bringing it in for the Golden Flashes. Gets it to Davis, up top, being guarded by Elmer, far side wing, Solinger. Comes to a stop. Now Medley almost going over and back. Has to drive in. A lot standing around for Kent State here. Going baseline, goes to the corner. Shot is good from Mike Bakelja. Not the strongest three-point shooter in the world, only 25%, but gets the first three-point basket in tonight's game. Elmer for 3. Gets fouled and one! What a big shot there from Ian Elmer. A deep 3 from the wing. Von Cameron Davis on the foul.
Ian Elmer, another guy who's been quiet amidst this 2-game skid for the RedHawks, and he's just so skilled offensively. And when he's on, he just brings such another dimension to this RedHawks offense. And the matchup of him and Von Cameron Davis is going to be a very interesting one as this game continues on. The experience and physicality of Von Cameron Davis is going to test the second-year Ian Elmer.
Elmer makes the free throw, so now Miami out to a 6-5 lead. It's at 16:55 to go here in the first half. Medley bringing it in, being guarded by Cooper, 11 on 11. Gets it to Solinger, right at the red end, being guarded by Suter. Gets it to Medley in the wing, being double teamed, taken away by Suter. He's got a fast break, and he lays it home. RedHawks up 3.
And Kent State just kind of discombobulated offensively there. And Miami being really physical at the point of attack right now and not allowing entry passes, and it's making Kent State's offense flow really slowly.
Solinger for 3 from the wing is good. Smooth stroke there for Solinger, and we're tied up at 8.
He's the guy offensively for them. He's got such a great feel for the game and touch from the outside. He can really put some points in the basket for this Kent State offense.
Suter drives inside. Wild shot, not able to go, and rebounded by Kent State. Trying to slow it up a little bit is Medley, looking to go inside. Now pass it up to Solinger at the top of the key. Goes to Medley in the wing. Looking inside, but there's nothing there. Now gets it to Davis. Right, and that's a charge. Yes, it is. What a play by, I think that was Pete Suter. Really good defensive positioning there. That's the second foul on Davis.
You could tell Suter was sizing that one up. He could feel the physicality there from Von Cameron Davis, and just got a little overeager trying to post up the Bellarmine transfer there, and a nice play from Peter Suter.
Really, really good play for Suter there. That leads us to our first media timeout. We're tied up at 8, 15:46 to go in the first. Be right back listening to Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. .46 to go here in the first half. We are knotted up here at Millett. 8-8. Been a very competitive game so far for each of these squads. Addison, anything specific that stood out to you the first 4 minutes?
You know, just both teams very physical defensively so far, and Miami has been able to take advantage of some of the mistakes offensively from Kent State, get out in transition and get some easy buckets. And then obviously Ian Elmer, that big three and one was a huge play for Miami early in this one.
Elmer's got the ball right now at the wing, almost a travel called. Gets it to Ipsaro up top and to Suter at the wing. Few new people in for the RedHawks, Ipsaro, Skaljack, and Potter. Potter with the ball gets it to Suter, looking to drive inside. Finds Ipsaro cutting and gets the foul called as he was going up for the layup.
Thought Suter might have had a look at the basket there, driving in, ends up leaving it for Ipsaro. And Ipsaro has just taken such a huge leap for this team, year two, coming off the bench, really as the facilitator for the second unit in this group alongside Luke Skaljack, and both of them working in tandem have been such a huge duo for this team in this season, as Ipsaro misses the first there. But
yeah, it's a rare miss for him. Came into today's game 84% from the line. You can see the defensive intensity from Ipsaro as he misses the second one, goes out of bounds, and will go with Kent State Reese Potter, the last to touch that. Travis Steele said that Ipsaro is a prick in a good way. Heard him call him that in his press conference a couple of times this season. You could really see how, especially in the defensive end, has really stepped up for the RedHawks this season. Medley at the top of the key. Gets it at the wing, and now to Marquise Bennett. Now in the corner, goes to Gillespie, being guarded by Ian Elmer. Spins around baseline, lays it in with the right hand. Nice take there from Gillespie.
Yeah, Elmer just seemed like he kind of left the ball there, and Gillespie ended up way more open than he should have. But that's kind of been Kent State's strategy so far, is just kind of go through the chest of these Miami defenders. And able to use the physicality there to get that bucket to go.
Suter driving in left hand, goes up to his right, a little too strong, rebounded by Gillespie. Now gets it to Medley at the wing, almost a transition three for Bennett, but decides not to, pulls it back out to Medley. Dribbles out, looking inside to Gillespie, gets it there, being guarded by Upsaro. Potter comes to double team, pass is off, and Miami will get the ball back.
And things just very disjointed, it seems, offensively for Kent State right now. Guys cutting to the same spot at the same time there on that play, and just miscommunication leading to a turnover.
Elmer out for the RedHawks. Brant Byers making his first appearance of tonight's game, and Medley out for the Flashes. Jamal Sumlin making his first appearance. Byers with the ball, gets it to Potter right inside the top of the key, gets it to Skaljak. And Byers goes to the corner for Suter. Byers three from the wing, it's good! Brant Byers with a big time three, give the lead back to Miami, they're up by 1.
His emergence this year has been huge for this team, providing that consistent perimeter threat. And at that size, he's just such a weapon for this Miami offense.
Bennett looking to drive inside, pump fakes right at the MAC logo, gets it inside to Hornbeek, passes it out at the elbow. That is good. It was Jamal Sumlin there, first points of the game. Ipsaro bringing it up the court, gets it to Potter at the top of the key, being guarded by Hornbeek at the top of the key towards the three-point range. Byers from the corner is good. Byers, a hot start to this one, 2 for 2 on three-point attempts today.
That's what happens when you've got that frame, and he's got also such a long wingspan, such length, and he can just shoot over guys like he did right there.
Really heated up lately, shooting 40% from three. He is 4th in the MAC in that stat. Shot from Kent State, no good, but foul called. Looked like it was Bennett on the drive. Potter called on the foul. That is his first.
And Kent State offensively, 1 through 5, has posted up almost every single offensive player that they put on the floor so far in this game. Rob Senderoff clearly trying to attack these young Miami defenders.
Barnett gets the first one to go. A 66% free throw shooter. And it looks like Woolfolk and Elmer in for Miami. And Bekelja in for Kent State. Second free throw, good. And we are knotted up at 14, 13 minutes to go in the first half. Ipsaro bringing the ball up. Going with his left hand, looking inside to Woolfolk, being guarded by Hornbeek. One step inside, spins around baseline, goes up, tipped around, and out of bounds. It will be Kent State basketball.
And Clyron Hornbeek, he has been in the Mid-American Conference for a long time, and he is a physical defender, and we've seen his facilitation ability on display so far in this game as Miami has come at him with a few double teams, and he's been able to pass out of them into buckets for Kent State early in this game. Just showing that experience.
Hornbeek averaging a little over 1 block a game. He is 3rd in the MAC in that. Shot no good. Rebounded by Miami. Skaljak going up the floor now. Eases up. Now looking to go inside. Finds Woolfolk inside. One dribble inside. Blocked by Hornbeek right on cue. And Kent State looking to take advantage. Gets it to Barnett. Driving with his left hand. Gets tangled up. And a foul called. I think that's going to go on Skaljak.
And how about the anticipation there from Clyron Hornbeek, as Woolfolk seemed like he had a free look at the basket there and just did not sense the big 6'9" center from Kent State there on his back. Beautiful anticipation there on the block.
Hornbeek right behind Woolfolk there, was not able to see him. Foul actually called on Elmer. That is his first. Cam Kraft coming into the game for Skaljak. Sullinger being guarded by Ipsaro. Tries to drive it inside, loses control, and ball will go to Miami. And Sullinger a little slow to get up.
Well, these guys have been, their physicality is certainly at a high level in this game so far, and it's going to be interesting to see how fatigue plays into the second half of this game. Of course, Miami is a team who has started well consistently this season, but has faded at points down the stretch and have really, surrendered some bigger leads in some contests this season.
Medley coming in for the hobbled Solinger. Kraft now with the ball, driving in, stopped at the MAC logo, finds a cutting Byers and blocked again by Hornbeek. Wow, I thought that was going to be a goaltender at first, but Hornbeek again meeting a RedHawk at the rim. Finds it outside. It is Medley up top being guarded by Cam Kraft. Looking to drive in, spins around the MAC logo, pump fake. Back out to Sumlin. Shot at the baseline, no good. Tipped around and able to get it is Ian Elmer. Man, what a play from him. Elmer finds Kraft, deep three, it's good. A deep three for Cam Kraft. Those are his first points of the game, gives Miami a 17-14 lead.
Yeah, Kent State has really keyed in on him defensively early in this one. That's the first time he's gotten really any space, and he can knock it down from any range with any space.
Spin move from Barnett, no good, but slammed home by Hornbeek. Sorrow now trying to respond, gets it to Woolfolk at the top of the key, looking to direct the offense, gets it to Kraft. And now Sorrow, open three, it's good. RedHawks red hot from three, 5 for 5 to start off the game, wow.
In addition to his defense and his physicality, Evan Ipsaro, he does bring the ability to shoot it from the outside. We see it right there, and Miami really knocking him down from deep right now.
Medley, the ball, trying to drive it with his left hand, gets it to Hornbeek inside, being guarded by Woolfolk. One dribble in and rims home.
Decisive there from Claron Hornbeek, not giving Miami any time to send a double, just taking Woolfolk one-on-one.
He was able to work there. Woolfolk now with the ball, gets up to Ipsaro. Driving in with his left hand, finds Elmer in the corner. His three is good. Oh my goodness, the RedHawks are red hot. And a timeout on the floor. Miami up 23-18. Timeout from Kent State leads us to a media timeout. 9:50 to go here in the first half. We'll be back right after this. Miami red hot right now. Listening to Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. $9:50 to go here in the first half. Miami up 23-18. Addison, it's been a very physical game for sure, but the three-point shooting from both of these sides has really been on display.
Yeah, we kind of said before this game that Miami was going to need to make some threes due to the way Kent State plays defensively, really denying the ability to drive to the basket. And Miami's done that, 6 for 6 so far in this first half, and defensively, they've been really disruptive, forcing now 7 Kent State turnovers so far in this game.
Yeah, they just got another one there. Pass going through right the hands of Jalen Sullinger, his second turnover today, and a chance for Miami to really extend this lead. Elmer gets it to Potter, just inside the top of the key, gets it to Cooper. Being guarded by Sullinger, finds Elmer, looking to drive inside, now gets it to Potter, and Cooper at the top of the key. And Elmer looking to drive with his left hand, being guarded. Mid-range shot, no good, but tipped away and falls in the hands of Hornbeak and Sullinger, and looking to move it up the floor quickly. It is Sumlin now posting up on Kraft, gets it to Sullinger, driving in left hand. Sumlin on the wing, gets it inside to Gillespie, and back outside, and a cross-court pass to Medley. Pump fake, drives in, top of the key to Sumlin, finds the corner, Sullinger, shot is good. Really good possession there from Kent State. A lot of ball movement there.
He's the guy you can't leave, and Sullinger just gets lost in the corner there. Knocks that one down.
Elmer three, no good. And the first missed three-pointer today from either side. Now Medley bringing it up. Being guarded by Cooper on the near side wing. Right hand, throws it up, no good, but was fouled. He will go to the free throw line.
And Kent State is going to do that to the bigs of Miami. They're going to put them in difficult positions under the basket with all this penetration. And Reese Potter there just unable to play defense there without fouling. And Sion Medley and Jalen Sullinger, these smaller guards, just so quick. It can really challenge your defense if you let them get downhill.
That's a second foul on Potter. First free throw from Medley is good. Looks like Potter is going to stay in for the time being. Travis Steele electing to trust him, playing with 2 fouls. Elmer and Kraft out, Scaljak Byers in, Hornbeak out, Davis in for Kent State. Second free throw is good, and we're tied up again. 23-23, 8:15 to go in the first. Suter looking to drive in, eases up, finds Scaljak on the opposite corner. His three is good. And Miami takes back the lead. Quite a pass there from Pete Suter.
Yeah, just great vision there from Suter. And Scaljak, another guy shooting over 40% from 3 for this Miami squad.
Sumlin up top, looking to find Sullinger on the left side of the red M in center court. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Other corner. Drives in, and a foul called. Almost a travel there on Davis, but before that, a foul called on Scaljak. That'll be his first and lead us to the under 8 media timeout. 7:41 to go in the first here at Millett. RedHawks up 26-23. Be back after this quick break. It's Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 7:41 left in the first half. RedHawks up 26-23 in scores around the MAC. Big one today in Toledo, rivalry game between Bowling Green and the Toledo Rockets, and it was the Falcons that came up on top, a 69-68 win. Could be a pretty meaningful result, especially if Miami wins here tonight. They would be up 2 games on both Kent State and Toledo, and they would have beaten both of those teams, so they would have the tiebreaker over them. Solinger with the ball, looking to go inside, finds Davis. And back out to Solinger, deep three is good. Wow, what a shot there from Solinger, and Kent State still perfect from 3. Skaljack transition 3 is good. What a response there for Skaljack and the RedHawks. Solinger looking to direct traffic for the Flashes, gets it to Davis at the near side wing. Now out to Barnett, and inside the post it is Davis being guarded by Byers, looking to go up. It rims out, but the putback is good, and the foul.
And no box out there on Barnett. He just gets to the basket freely, and that's about as easy of an and one tip in as you're going to get.
Certainly was. Brings the deficit down to 1. A made free throw here from Barnett would tie the game up at 29. And it's good. And we're tied up. 29, 6:53 to go here in the first. Kent State 12 points in the paint tonight. Miami only 4. So as you've emphasized a few times, Addison, really trying to push it inside. The Flashes are. 3 from Skaljack, no good. Rebounded by Gillespie. And Kent State with a chance to take the lead. Medley looking to go quick now. Takes it back out. Looking to find a Hornbeek, but taken away, and ripped by Potter. Get it to Byers down the floor. He's fouled.
A beautiful leak out there from Brant Byers, and Skaljack with the vision to hit him on that outlet pass. And Miami has really survived this game by turning Kent State over. They've been able to force 8 turnovers by the Golden Flashes offense in this first half, and they've only turned it over twice themselves, but Kent State has been dominant on the glass so far in this game, out-rebounding Miami by 11 so far as Byers makes the first one there.
Ipsaro comes in for the RedHawks. He'll come in for Cooper. And yeah, as you mentioned, Addison, rebounding has been a little bit of a weakness for the RedHawks so far this season. They're 9th in the MAC in rebounds per game. Kent State 4th. Second free throw for Byers is good. And the RedHawks up 31-29, 6:23 to go in the first. Medley with the ball. Looking to go up the court. Light pressure there from Byers, but opens up the lane. Stops right at the MAC logo. It's no good. And rebounded by Woolfolk. Suter looking to go quickly. Tries to go to his left hand. Crosses over Hornbeek. A nice take. What a play there from Pete Suter. Nice looking layup. Miami extends the lead to 4.
And nobody stops the ball there. And then Woolfolk kind of slipped the screen. And Kent State out of sorts defensively there, and a nice finish from Suter.
As soon as he crossed over Hornbeek, it was a wide open lane in front of him. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called on Skaljack on Medley as he was driving inside. That'll be the second foul on Skaljack and the 7th team foul for Miami. So Kent State will be in the bonus from here on out. Kent State only 4 fouls. Somewhat clean game so far. First free throw for Medley came into tonight's game, shooting 81% from the line, 2 for 2 today, and now 3 for 3. And we'll do it again. Not sure if Antoine Woolfolk and Hornbeek realized that. They were about near midcourt. Second free throw from Medley is good. And Kent State 7 for 7 from the free throw line tonight. Ipsaro bringing the ball up, being guarded by Solinger. Finds Suter. And now Byers in the wing. Ipsaro going left to right, RedHawks are. Woolfolk with the ball now, gets it to Ipsaro again, looking to drive inside, past Hornbeek, finds Cam Kraft in the corner. That barely grazed the rim, but is picked up by Byers. And now Suter will have the ball at the top of the key. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Byers with the ball opposite wing. Gets it to Kraft, looking to Woolfolk down low, being guarded by Hornbeek. Looking to drive in with his left hands. Fadeaway jumper is good. Well, that's not the shot you usually see from Antoine Woolfolk, but it'll work that time. RedHawks up by 4 now.
He's got sneaky touch and a smooth jumper. He's hit a couple from the mid-range this season, and that time just able to guide it over
Hornbeek from the free throw line. No good. Ball tipped around and a foul called on Miami, much to the dismay of the RedHawk crowd.
I thought that one was going to go on Suter there, but they end up going with Ipsaro. And as you said, you know, Kent State, these fouls are much more consequential for Miami, with Kent State being in the bonus for the rest of the half.
Kent State second in the MAC in team free throw percentage, but a miss there from Gillespie. RedHawks still up by 4. Suter finds Kraft, driving inside. Suter, open three, good. RedHawks up by 7, 38-31. The hot streak continues for the RedHawks from three-point land. Solinger trapped right in front of the Miami bench, gets it to Medley at the top of the key. Driving in, left hand, stops and banks it in off the glass. A good response there for Kent State.
Just a physical drive there from Sion Medley right into the chest of Suter.
3 from Byers was no good. It was blocked by Gillespie, but they're going to call the foul on him. Wow.
It looked like Gillespie, not quite sure if he fully got the ball there, but certainly got Byers' arm on the way down, and I guess the officials felt as if there was enough contact there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much of the basketball he got compared to the arm of Brant Byers. Evidently enough for him to get to the free throw line. First free throw, good. And Miami up 39-33.
Now you have to provide the shooter with a safe landing space. The officials might have felt there that Byers' space was infringed upon.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit this year and this game as well. 4:06 to go in the first half. RedHawks up 39-33. 2 more free throws for Byers. Second one is good. It's now a 3-possession game. RedHawks up 7. Davis in for Kent State. He will come in for Hornbeek. And Ian Elmer in. He will come in for Suter. You would think just a little short rest period for Suter and potentially Hornbeek as well, as the under 4 media timeout is quickly approaching. Last free throw from Byers, no good. And we have now reached the 4-minute mark in the first half. Medley gets it to Davis, gets it to Sumlin. Opposite wing, it is Medley. Driving in with his left hand, stops, shot from the elbow, no good. And there's a rush for the ball, gotten by Gillespie. The shot was no good, and a foul on the play. Almost, Addison, looked like Gillespie was going to step out of bounds when he got the ball in the opposite corner.
It seemed like the Miami bench certainly thought that maybe that left foot might have touched the white line on the end there, but nonetheless, going to be free throws for Gillespie.
Free throw was on Evan Ipsaro. That's going to be his second as we reach the under 4 media timeout. RedHawks up 40-33. 3:40 to go here in the first half. Be back right after this. It's Miami basketball on RedHawk Radio. 3:40 to go in the first. RedHawks up 42-33 in front of a very crowded Millett Hall. Not quite at the OU level, but Addison, it's pretty close.
Yeah, this is certainly a good atmosphere and a worthy game so far for this atmosphere. Tons of threes so far in this game. 9 for 12 are Miami from deep early on. That's really been the story, but you know, the turnover discrepancy is huge, and Miami has assisted on 9 of their 13 baskets. And that's a huge story so far in this game. Moving the ball, getting shots from the perimeter, and knocking them down.
Gillespie able to make the latter free throw, not the first. Miami up 40-34, 3:25 to go. As Woolfolk looking to post up inside. Double clutches, shot is good. Nice take there from Antoine Woolfolk. Stayed with it there. RedHawks now up 8. Medley now being guarded by Kraft. Crosses half court. Tries to cross over Kraft to his left side, and a foul called on the Xavier transfer. First foul on Kraft, not a big deal there, but that is now the 10th foul on Miami in the half, so it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for the Flashes.
This is a big last 3 minutes for both of these teams. Kind of at the point right now where Kent State finishes the half well, they could get it down to single digits or possibly even tie or take the lead over the course of these last 3 minutes. And Miami has kind of steadily held a commanding advantage for a decent portion of this game, and that can change in the blink of an eye here over these last 3 minutes.
Certainly can, especially with the way Kent State is shooting the ball. First free throw from Medley was good. Second is as well. RedHawks lead by 6. Suter in for Byers. Barnett and Hornbeak in for the Flashes. Bekelja and Gillespie out. Woolfolk now tried to find Elmer cutting inside, wasn't able to work. Now turns to his other side, almost getting double teamed. Gets it to Suter towards the opposite wing, driving his left hand, finds a cutting. Kraft was open in the paint, but goes through his hands, finds Woolfolk, and now cross-court pass to Suter. Pump fake, 3, no good. A high bounce off the rim, rebounded by Hornbeak. A strong box out there against Woolfolk.
It's a big stop for Kent State, and they can get it down to 1 possession here if they hit a 3.
Solinger thought about a deep 3, pump fakes, drives it inside, and good. Very open lane there for Solinger. Now Kent State cuts the lead to 4.
He is such a smooth scorer of the basketball. None of his shots that he's made so far have even hit the rim. Just completely on balance and great body control there.
Elmer driving inside to charge.
That's a tough
called
call
on him. A tough call there on Elmer.
Marginal contact there on that play there. And I think Coach Steele looking for some explanation on that one. Seemed a little ticky-tacky, but.
Yeah, there was some contact, but definitely a little bit of a exaggeration there. I couldn't tell exactly which Kent State defender that was, but nonetheless, a heady play by him to get the foul called. And the officials are going to have a quick meeting. Not sure if this is a clock issue, if we're reviewing the previous foul. 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
It does look to be a clock issue. I think it should be at 2:06.
Yeah, they're trying to change it to that, but it says 20.6 instead. And it brings us a little bit to a timeout. As I mentioned it earlier, it's been a very physical game, but very good shooting from each of these squads. Kent State 57% on field goal attempts, Miami 58. And Kent State still perfect from the 3-point line. They are 4 for 4 today. Medley bring it up, gets it to Barnett. Trying to post up Byers on the far side, and a double dribble called on Barnett. Miami gets the ball back, another turnover.
And I think that was something that the Miami coaching staff went to the officials with and said, watch out for them kind of carrying, holding that ball a little bit too much on these post-up attempts, and they get the call there.
Cooper now with the ball, looking to Woolfolk on the inside, finds Byers instead from the opposite corner. Misses everything. and Medley able to get it, and a foul called on Woolfolk. The crowd not happy about that one. Kind of looked like Medley was right on the hip of Woolfolk and then fell down, and it's going to be a foul called on the big man, Rutgers transfer.
And these free throws really starting to add up for Kent State right now. And they've managed to cut it all the way down to a 4-point game, and now they can get it down to 2 here at the line, but haven't really done a ton offensively in the half court to get there.
Yeah. First free throw is good from Medley. Kent State now 11 for 13 from the free throw line. And you can see just how often they're driving inside and trying to get it to the post, Addison. The free throw line is going to be a big deal as far as the Golden Flash offense goes. For Miami, it's kind of the opposite. They're 5 for 8 from the free throw line, as that free throw is no good from Medley. But the amount of three-point shots that Miami takes, the free throw line is not a huge part of their offense. Foul called on Sumlin that time as he was guarding Suter as he was driving inside.
Maybe a bit of a makeup there. Sumlin with his hand on the hip there of Suter as he was trying to drive to the basket. And 1:27 to go. These are huge offensive possessions for Miami to try and get some momentum going into the locker room.
Absolutely is. Kraft gets it to Woolfolk right at the three-point line, finds Suter, opposite wing. Suter trying to drive in with his right hand, being guarded by Sumlin. Tries to turn around, looking for something. Fade away from Suter, no good. And tipped around and picked up by Kent State. Medley crossing half court, about 1 minute to go here in the first half. Driving left hand baseline, lay-in, no good. No foul called, and a jump. Hornbeak got the rebound there, and Suter was able to get it when the ball was at his level. Ball will go to Miami.
Just the physicality of this game. There's been quite a few ticky-tack fouls called, but in some possessions, the officials are really letting these two teams go at each other, especially on that last post up there from Suter on the previous offensive possession for Miami. A lot of contact on that shot.
Yeah, I wonder if that will continue in the second half. Cooper driving in, and a foul called on Kent State. A bump there as Cooper was driving in. As the 7th team foul on the Flashes, Miami now enters the bonus. Foul was on Sumlin as his first.
Miami scoreless over their last 2:34, and Cooper the opportunity to break the drought.
He does, and Miami extends it to 2 possessions, up 43-39. 46.5 to go here in the first half. Davis comes in for Kent State, go in for Barnett. Should clarify that last foul called on Solinger, actually, not Sumlin. That is the first for Solinger. Second free throw good from Cooper, and Miami up 5, 44-39. Solinger running point now for the Flashes, being guarded by Cooper. Then finds Davis at the near wing, and Hornbeak up top being guarded by Woolfolk. Gets it to Davis down low, being guarded by Byers. Spin move towards the baseline, taken away. Cooper in transition, looking to find a trailing 3. Wasn't able to find it there. Was well defended by Kent State. 18 seconds to go and a timeout for Steele. That was his use it or lose it timeout. 30-second timeout for Steele and the RedHawks.
If you're in that Miami huddle right now, you got to think that they're probably discussing getting the ball into the hands of Suter, getting him an opportunity to drive downhill and kick out to an open shooter if possible. But that's probably who they're going to try and put that ball in the hands of. Makai Cooper, also a great penetrator with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're able to bounce it outside to one of these shooters, I'm looking at someone like Brant Byers. He is 2 for 3 today on 3-point attempts. Could be a good look for Miami and a really good momentum booster to stretch out the lead as we go into halftime. RedHawks up 44-39 over the Kent State Golden Flashes. 18.8 seconds. Gotta think only one shot here for the RedHawks, Addison.
Yeah, they're gonna hold this one for as much time as possible and certainly try and get something going to the basket, maybe draw some contact.
When do you think the appropriate time is to start driving inside?
I think you'll see them go with about 6 or 7 seconds on the clock, although Travis Steele does like to go a little bit earlier than some coaches might.
Cooper with the ball, 10 seconds to go, finds Woolfolk. Now back to Cooper, gets it to Suter, opposite wing. Woolfolk open, passes up the shot, ball tipped away. And I believe we'll go to Kent State.
Looks like Woolfolk just lost the handle on that one.
And Steele very upset about that call. That was an open look for Woolfolk, it looked like, but some of the blocks we've seen earlier in this game maybe passed it up. Medley driving in, a foul called on Miami. It looked like there was going to be a charge called on Suter, but they passed that up, and it's going to be a foul on Antoine Woolfolk, his second, with 0.2 of a second to go in the half.
Yeah, just a costly foul there from Woolfolk, and obviously frustration being rained down onto these officials right now. And Medley, this will be his 9th and 10th attempts at the free throw line.
And the first one is good. Cuts it to a 4-point lead for the RedHawks, 44-40. Yeah, Medley's done a really, really good job today getting to the free throw line, driving inside, and capitalizing when he's at the line. 8 for 9 today. His 10th free throw is good. Cuts it to a one-possession game, and that is how the half will end. Travis Steele still fired up after that call. Addison, mentioned it quite a few times today. Very, very physical, especially these last couple minutes, but outstanding shooting display from each of these teams. What's it going to take for the RedHawks to come away with the victory in the second half?
Well, they're going to need to continue to shoot the way they're shooting the ball, but they're going to need to continue also to turn Kent State over. 10 turnovers for Kent State offensively to just 3 for Miami. That is a huge key to this game, and then they got to find a way to defend without fouling. Kent State is putting a lot of pressure on them with their dribble penetration, and Miami has, given them 12 fouls just to Kent State's 7, and obviously a lot of free throws for Kent State as a result of these fouls that aren't from shooting. And so Miami has to clean that up in the second half and then just continue to match the physicality of Kent State.
Should be a good one in the second half. A very competitive game against teams with very contrasting styles. RedHawks up 44-41 over the Flashes. After the break, Sean Wiesemann will be back with our halftime report, scores around the MAC and country, and analysis of the first half and preview of the second half. All that and more after this quick break.
Welcome to the halftime show. My name is Sean Wiesemann here on Red Hawk Radio. We have had a thriller of a game. RedHawks up 44-41 at the half. Before we get into the game, though, we'll take a look at some scores around the country. Only a couple top 25 games, though. A massive victory, though, for Villanova. Looking like they'll get a big win over 16th-ranked Marquette, the 20-6 Golden Eagles, losing at Villanova. Villanova winning, looks like they're going to win 81-66 with 49 seconds left in that game. A ranked matchup between the two Michigan schools in the Big Ten. Michigan up 4, 38-34. The 20-5 Wolverines, led by Danny Wolf, former Yale transfer, with 7 points. In the MAC, we've had some very big news coming out of the MAC as Toledo gets picked off by Bowling Green in what is a massive upset. Bowling Green only 4-9 in the MAC coming into this game, able to snag an upset over Toledo, who is 9-4 in the MAC in this game, as Bowling Green able to win with a score with 1.7 seconds left by Javante Campbell, who led the team with 23 points, and the Falcons were able to win 69-68. Now into the game, if you missed a little bit of it, we'll recap real quickly. Started with a Woolfolk steal. Suter did the same. Woolfolk gets a block, and then Van Cameron Davis with a turnover in 18:44 left. A three for Mike Bajelka, and a Elmer three with a +1 put the game at 6-5, 17 minutes left. You get a little bit of action with some threes from Brant Byers, and Ipsaro getting fouled, but with the score now 14-12 with 13:20 left. And RedHawks tried to mix in a little full court press with no success, but Kraft able to hit a three to make it 17-14, and as a result, they were able another Ipsaro three made it 20-16, and another Elmer three made it 23-18. You notice how I'm saying the word three-pointer a lot. It has to do with the fact that the RedHawks started 6 for 6 from three, and the three ball was certainly treating them very well today, as they went a very remarkable 9 of 14 from three, shooting 53% overall, 64% from three. Very good job by the RedHawks in that department. Kent State just 4 of 4. Shouldn't say just 4 of 4, but only shooting 4 threes today. Really getting it done in the paint, though. However, in the paint has been the real story for today. Rebounding and free throws have so far been the story and the reason Kent State's been able to keep it so close. 18 rebounds for the Golden Flashes to Miami's 7, including 5 offensive rebounds to Miami's 1, and you know, that'll certainly keep them in games, especially when, although the shots are falling, the free throws are also are numerous for the Golden Flashes, rather. 16 free throws shot by the Golden Flashes versus 10 for the RedHawks, 12 fouls to 7. Travis Steele was beside himself. I am shocked he did not get a technical at any point, as he was certainly asking for one from the refs there, as he was very aggressive in his stance that quite a few of the foul calls, including the foul call at the very end, which was a Sion Medley kind of getting away with a pretty clear push-off, and then they called a shooting foul instead on Miami, rather, and as a result, it really made the game feel a little closer than it actually has been for the majority of the game. It's been very clear, though, that the three ball is what the Miami RedHawks are going to live and die by. As you know, and as we previously mentioned, Miami doing a great job shooting the three ball today, but they've lost their last 2 games in large part because they haven't been able to make their threes. Miami in their loss to Eastern Michigan, 23% from 3. And you know, that's how you lose to mediocre teams, is when you're a team that lives and dies by the 3. You know, it's really tough when you're dying by the 3 to then pick it up elsewhere. Additionally, it's going to be on the RedHawks to improve their rebounding. The rebounding, once again, Eastern Michigan absolutely dominated, and that wasn't the story as much versus Eastern Michigan as it was versus Western Michigan. Western Michigan pulled 54 rebounds in their 78-70 win over Miami just a week ago, and you know, as a result, it's really hard to win games when you're getting quite literally out-rebounded by a margin of 2-1, with the RedHawks pulling just 26 rebounds. And the 54 rebounds included 21 offensive rebounds for Western Michigan, a team which is only 8-17 in this season. Certainly something to look forward to, though, is the RedHawks have a very easy stretch for the rest of the season, relatively speaking. In fact, the folks at Vegas would probably wager that they are a double-digit favorite in the rest of their games, as they face Northern Illinois, Ohio, Buffalo, and Ball State, all teams below them in the standings, with Ohio being the only team above 500 in the conference. Certainly something to look forward to, though, as you have a very, very crucial game here between Kent State and Miami, something that could potentially decide some seeding, as the 10-3 RedHawks are currently obviously playing the 8-5 Kent State Golden Flashes. We have about 7 minutes left. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back to you in just a minute with some more highlights and a couple more words from me. Sean, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for listening. Welcome back to Red Hawk Radio. I'm Sean Wiesemann, your host for the halftime show. It's been a really exciting one. Like I previously mentioned, 44-41 is our score. Foul trouble is something we're going to need to keep an eye on in the second half, as 5 different Red Hawks all have 2 fouls, and the only player with 2 fouls for Kent State is Von Cameron Davis, who has his 2 and doesn't have any points today, so certainly not as big of a loss as, say, and Ian Elmer, who has 7 points, or Luke Skaljak, who has 6 for the Redhawks. Something, though, you'll want to keep an eye on, though, is the distribution of the scoring for the Redhawks. Something that's been really impressive, and the reason that Kent State's had a really hard time guarding them. Brant Byers is their 6th leading scorer on the season, and he has the most points for the Redhawks with 10, including 2 for 3 from 3 and making 4 or 5 free throws and a couple rebounds to boot in just 12 minutes. Leading scorer, Cam Kraft, only has 3 points today. Ipsaro only has 3 points today, and you've had 6 points from Skaljak, just to showcase the kind of depth that you're getting. And Reese Potter doesn't have any points today either, and he's a guy who usually gives you a couple buckets a game as well. The point being, this is a very deep Red Hawk team, as we know, but it's just being showcased even further on national television in this game, as this game is being played. A CBS Sports Network is carrying this game for the Love and Honor and Care game. And the Redhawks really, really looking forward to hopefully sneaking out of here with a win. Earlier this season, the Redhawks able to able to snag a huge win at Kent State, a 70-61 game. When you look at that game, Brant Byers also had one of his best games of the season, leading the Redhawks with 15 points. 4 other players in that game, Makai Cooper, Ian Elmer, and Antoine Woolfolk, all had double-digit points. 9 different players scored a basket. The point being, the way you beat Kent State is just spreading the ball around and making it really hard to guard one guy. We've seen players on this team go for 40-plus points. In fact, 2 of them for the first time since the 1969-70 season, where Cam Kraft and Peter Suter have both scored 40-plus points. So we know what both of those players are capable of, and yet they haven't had to rely on either one of those players, as they've been able to generate offense from everybody else on their roster and in their rotation. You really love to see that the diversity in their play style, but you also love to see some better rebounding, especially from Antoine Woolfolk, who only has 2 rebounds today. Delrico Gillespie has been absolutely tearing it up on the boards for Kent State, as has Hornbeek, and as they have combined for 10 rebounds today. And so that is something you're going to want to keep an eye on this second half, is if Woolfolk and Reese Potter, who doesn't have a rebound today, if they'll be able to control the boards a little better. Because if so, you're looking at some serious damage from the RedHawks, especially if their shots don't land quite as frequently in the second half. Well, we have a minute and a half left here before the second half starts, so I will take it over to my friends Addison and Bryan. We really appreciate you listening to Red Hawk Radio, and we will be back in just a minute.
Welcome back to Millett Hall. RedHawks up 44-41 over the Kent State Golden Flashes. Should be a good second half here. Very competitive and very meaningful game in the MAC championship race and the road to Cleveland. A little less than 1 month away, or just about 1 month away from that tournament, Cleveland. Both these teams very, very capable of winning that tournament and making the NCAA tournament. Welcome back to Millett. Brian Miller here, joined by Addison Lenhart and Addison. Really, really good shooting from each of these squads in the first half. Do you think that's something that can translate well into the second?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're certainly right. Both teams shooting over 50% in that first half. Miami 9 of 14 from deep, and Kent State, they didn't miss from deep either. 4 for 4 from downtown. And just the physicality in this game has been at an all-time high. And you got to think that fatigue could set in later on. But Kent State really needs to take care of the basketball in this second half, and Miami has to continue to shoot the ball well.
There
get some stops.
Quite a few fouls called the last few minutes that made these Red Hawk fans and Coach Travis Steele very, very upset. See if that continues into the second as we are underway, about 15 seconds in, and Medley has the ball driving to his left side. Bounces it outside to Gillespie. Finds Sullinger. Looking inside to Gillespie. Somehow finds him. Nice pass there from Sullinger. Kent State cuts the lead down to 1.
A nice game from Jalen Sullinger so far. 4 for 5 from the field, and he's facilitated offense nicely and been a key distributor of the basketball with his dribble penetration.
Suter, no-look pass. Finds Woolfolk inside. Easy lay-in for the big man.
Now, Woolfolk's played an important role in this game defending Claron Hornbeek and Gillespie. And they've given him some trouble at points, but he's held his own.
8 points tonight for Woolfolk. Kent State looking to the corner, almost a travel called, but none going. Sullinger looking to drive in, being guarded by Cooper. Gets it to Medley. Also being guarded by Cooper. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Top of the key is Medley. Throws up a 3. No good, but goes. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, does it? As a shot clock violation, did not hit the rim. It'll be Red Hawk basketball.
Just a lot of dribbling and standing around from Kent State offensively. We saw a lot of that in the first half, relying a lot on one-on-one post-ups and attacking these Miami defenders off the bounce. Suter
looking inside to Woolfolk again, goes right through his hands and out of bounds. Good look inside there for Woolfolk. Looked like an easy lane, but went right through his hands. Very uncharacteristic for Woolfolk. His tight end pass, that would not be acceptable there on the gridiron, not acceptable on the hardwood there. Gillespie up top, being guarded by Woolfolk. Sullinger looking to drive in. Lions, Gillespie inside, pump fakes, and gets the lay-in and foul from Woolfolk.
Just nice patience there from Gillespie, and Woolfolk just put in a bad position and a beautiful dish there, resulting in the bucket for Kent State.
It was a very good pump fake from Gillespie. As soon as you get someone in the air, just lean into him. It was an easy shot there for Gillespie, the junior 6'8" forward from Benton Harbor, Michigan. And he has a chance to tie the game up here with a made free throw. Woolfolk also out with that foul. That is his third. Reese Potterman for him, and the free throw is good. And we are tied up at 46, 18-15 to go here in the second half. Cooper driving it up the floor, gets it to Potter. And Kraft on the end around, looking to drive in, but nothing going. Elmer with the attempted backdoor cut. That didn't work. Suter with the ball, looking to drive into his left-hand side. Cross-court pass. That did not work. Intercepted by Solinger, and he is pushing it up the floor. Gets it to Medley. Right-hand drive, and that is a travel. The pivot foot there dragged a little bit. Going to be Miami basketball.
And Medley just out of control there, and good defense there for Miami. Kind of a frenetic and sloppy start to this second half, but Kent State tying the game at 46 apiece, and we kind of talked about the end of the half being big, and now Kent State with a chance to take the lead.
Medley laying good. Kraft got the basketball and just immediately bounced off of his body. Medley was right there to go coast to coast, and now is down on the floor. Looks like he's in some pain.
This is the first lead for Kent State since the 13:40 mark in that first half when they led 12-11. Miami has been rock solid on the offensive end ever since that point. We talked about and sort of touched on it earlier in this game, how Miami has been prone to get off to really good starts offensively so far this season, and they did that in the first half, but in the second half they haven't really been able to sustain it consistently.
Big cold streak here for Miami for sure. Scoreless in the past minute 44. Cooper with the ball finds Potter up top. Goes to Elmer, far side wing. Looking to drive it inside. It's taken away by Davis. Davis on the floor looking to get it out and does. Gets it to Medley. Finds Solinger. No transition three there. Well guarded by Cooper. Solinger going other side of the court. Now guarded by Elmer. Driving in with his right hand. Passes it out. Three is good. It was Bakella again, his second three on the day for Kent State. They are out to a 5-point lead. Suter, three near side wing, rolls out and rebounded by Gillespie. And Miami's got to get something going here. Medley looking to drive in on Kraft, now backs out. 5 out for Kent State. Medley looks to get it inside, but taken away by Miami. And Cooper looking to get in transition, now eases up. Goes to his left-hand side at the top of the key, finds Kraft, far side wing. Wild shot is no good, but gets the foul called on him. The foul was on Medley. That is his second. Addison, it's not really a shot that we see Cam Kraft take too often, a contested mid-range shot. I think he was trying to go for the foul there, and he was able to get it.
Yeah, you know, you'll take it if you're Travis Steele at this point. Miami's struggling offensively so far in this game, finally able to get on the board here in the second half. But
first free throw good for Kraft. Cooper will sub out. Ipsara will come in for him, and Skaljak at the scores table, I'm assuming, will go in for Kraft. And he will. Free throw was good. Miami cuts the Flashes lead to 3. Kent State up 51-48. 16:20 to go in the second half.
And that was actually the third and fourth points for Miami in the second half, but still have only managed to get 2 shots in the half court offensively so far in this game in the first 4 minutes of the second half, rather.
Kent State defense really flexing their muscles early. Gillespie up top. Gets it to Bakella, and a foul on the floor will go against Miami.
Skaljak just lost his balance there and ended up bumping into Von Cameron Davis.
And that's the third foul on Skaljak, but doesn't look like Travis Steele will have a sub for him,
so Miami's,
at least right now.
Yeah, Miami's got now 2 guys with 3 fouls and 3 with 2. Something to monitor down the stretch of this game is foul trouble.
gets it to Solinger, looking to drive in with his right hand, and a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Kent State, and we're going to have a review for a potential flagrant. I believe it was on Von Cameron Davis. It is Pete Suter in pain. Looked like he was grabbing his head as he is heading towards the bench. I didn't see it, Addison, but I'm guessing it was an elbow to the head.
Yeah, it looked like Von Cameron Davis was trying to get position down low there on that post-up opportunity, and his hand just veered up too high and hit Suter right in the face.
The third foul on Davis leads us to a media timeout. 15:57 to go here in the second. RedHawks down 3. Be back right after this. Miami men's basketball on Red Hawk Radio. $15:57 to go here in the second half. The common foul called on Von Cameron Davis has been upgraded to a flagrant 1. So Pete Suter will shoot 2 free throws, the left-hand side of the court, and then Miami will get the inbound. After that, they will be going right to left, the far side of the court, after these free throws. First one from Suter is good, and that cuts the lead down to 2. Addison, seems like an opportunity for Miami to really break through here, potentially take back the lead after Kent State has really dominated the start of the second half.
Yeah, an opportunity here for Miami to get a 5-point trip, and you know, they've been lucky to get to the free throw line a few times and have managed to make those free throws here in the second half, which has kept this deficit smaller than it really should be at this point.
Suter able to make the second free throw. It's a 1-point lead for Kent State, 51-50, 15:50 to go in the second half. Ipsaro looking to run past Gillespie, finds Potter, and he has trouble with the pass. Will go out of bounds. It'll be Kent State basketball.
And a few times the Miami bigs have had a hard time handling the passes from the top of the key to connect on that pick and roll there from Potter. Saw it from Woolfolk a few times.
Medley gets it at the wing to Bakella. And now Davis inside, goes up, no good, but foul called on Miami. I think it's going to go up against Suter. First foul on Suter, but once again, Kent State able to get to the free throw line.
Free throws 18 and 19 now for Kent State in this game, and they've been rock solid, knocking them down 14 of 17 thus far.
First free throw from Davis is good. Davis 75% from the line coming into tonight's game. Bekela out for the Golden Flashes. Jamal Sumlin coming in. Davis, second attempt. Is good. Rimmed home. And Hornbeak will come in for Davis. The 3-point lead for Kent State. 15:31 to go in the second half. Ipsaro gets the ball, will lead it up for the RedHawks. Miami 1 for 5 on their field goal attempts. They've just made 1 out of their past 6 3-point attempts. Ipsaro driving in, they're going to get a foul called on Hornbeak.
Yeah, Hornbeak had his arm right on the shoulder there of Ipsaro as he started to turn the corner there.
Yeah, the speed of Ipsaro, we've seen that quite often throughout this entire season where a defender just has to grab at him in order to stop him from going downhill. Miami will inbound it in front of their own bench, and Ipsaro will get it the other side of the court, being guarded by Solinger. Find Elmer at the top of the key, looking to drive in, goes back. Step back from the elbow is no good, and rebounded by Kent State. Medley with the ball. Goes to his right side. Lay in, no good, and picked up by Potter. Miami looking to go on transition. Skaljak finds Suter, but did not decide to take the 3 there. Goes to his right-hand side, finds Elmer, far side 3, good. A big 3 there for Miami, 14:30 to go. Solinger looking to drive in. And gets it back at the top of the key, being guarded by Ipsaro. Solinger, left-hand side, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebounded by Potter. Suter with the ball, looking to drive up with his left hand. Finds the top of the key, corner, Ipsaro, no good. Rebounded by Potter, though. Bumps off Hornbeak, that take no good. Trying to get the rebound, and a jump ball called. I think it was Skaljak that was able to get the rebound there. The possession arrow is with Miami, so the ball will stay with the RedHawks. And Barnett will come in for Gillespie. A little bit of a smaller lineup for the Flashes right now. Ipsaro inbounding underneath the Red Hawk basket, looking to find Skaljak in the corner. Instead finds Potter. He shoots the 3. It's good. Reese Potter, his first points tonight. Those are 3 big ones. Miami takes back the lead, 56-53.
We were talking about it pregame, the dimension he brings from the perimeter. Essentially a spot-up shooter for this team, and they left him wide open.
Kent State's done a good job at that, guarding Potter 3-point line, but Hornbeak forgot about it there. Can't leave him that open. Barnett looking to drive in at the baseline. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Finds Hornbeak driving in, lay in, good.
It's just physicality and experience there, and Potter was off balance. Hornbeak using his strength to finish that one.
Pete Suter with the ball, near side wing. Looking to go to his right side. Reese Potter, pump fake, finds Ipsaro on the inside. Good take from Brevin Ipsaro. 58-55 RedHawks.
Ipsaro, he's got a lot of strength for his frame and just a 6-foot guard. He's very strong.
Someone looking to drive inside, and a charge taken by Luke Skaljak. Someone looking to post up. Skaljak there went right into his chest, but really good positioning for the freshman Skaljak. Miami will get the ball back.
That's a veteran play there from the true freshman, and those are plays that Skaljak has really made all season long for this Miami team, playing well beyond his years.
Ipsaro finds Skaljak opposite wing, pump fakes, looking to drive in, finds Potter, who slams it home. What a pass by Luke Skaljak. And a timeout for Kent State. Miami has taken back control of this game. A 10-2 run for the RedHawks over the past 3 minutes puts them out by 5. That brings us to a break. RedHawks taking back control. They're up 60-55. Be right back here on Red Hawk Radio. It wasn't looking good for the RedHawks to start off the second half, but a 10-2 run over the past 2:45 has put the RedHawks out in front. They're up 60-55 over Kent State. Addison, what has gone well for the RedHawks on this run?
Well, they've finally gotten some rhythm going offensively. They've been able to get to the basket. They've knocked down some shots from the outside and just kind of gotten out of that funk that they were in those first 4 minutes of this second half. And then Kent State has just not been what they were to start the half. On the offensive side of the ball, they've turned it over a few times, and Miami's been able to take advantage. And Reese Potter, quick 5 points from him. Huge to get that contribution from him with Antoine Woolfolk in foul trouble on the bench.
A big-time three from Potter and a powerful slam. 5 very big points for Potter in this run. 12:40 to go in the second half. Solinger bringing the ball up for the Flashes. Gets it to Medley at the top of the key, being guarded by Scaljak. Gets it to Solinger. Runs right past the star. Mid-range shot blocked by Potter, but recovered by Kent State. Solinger passes it to Medley, looking to drive inside. Stops at the MAC logo. Far side three from Sumlins, no good, but rebounded by Hornbeek. His lay-in good.
Yeah, Hornbeek been very active on the offensive glass in this game. And a huge play there. Kent State really needed that one on offense.
Elmer driving in, right hand, and a foul on Hornbeek. That was very close to being a jump ball, but Elmer doing enough to keep the ball away from the big man Hornbeek and able to get to the line.
A strong drive and jumped right into the chest of Hornbeek to initiate that contact, able to draw the foul. Experienced play there from Ian Elmer, getting Hornbeek on his back foot.
RedHawks 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the second half. First one from Elmer is no good. I'll take the blame on that one, right as I mentioned it. Few subs coming in for Kent State. It is Davis and Gillespie coming in for Hornbeek and Medley. Second free throw for Elmer is good. Miami extends the lead to 2 possessions, up 61-57, 12:05 to go here in the second. Elmer will come out for Brant Byers. And Solinger gonna bring the ball up for Kent State. Next timeout will be a media timeout. 11:50 to go here in the second. Davis up top, being guarded by Suter, and a foul called on Pete. The Miami bench irate about that call. That leads us to a media timeout. Miami up 4, very competitive action game here on this Friday night. 11:54 to go, RedHawks up 61-57. Be back after this break. You are listening to Miami men's basketball on Red Hawk Radio. $11:54 to go in the second half. RedHawks up 61-57. 57. A very, very competitive game and very meaningful in the MAC standings as we get closer and closer to the MAC tournament in Cleveland, about a month away from that. Kent State will inbound the ball right in front of their bench. They're going left to right here in the second half. It is going to be Sullinger to inbound it for the Flashes. He gets it to Barnett, who's trapped immediately in the coffin corner, throws it across the court to Sumlin, looking to drive in, jump stop at the MAC logo, throws it up, and a foul called on Miami.
And just a lack of discipline defensively, and Sumlin gets in the middle of the paint there, and with the pump fake, able to get Potter up in the air.
Done that a few times today from a few different players from Kent State, those pump fakes.
Something to monitor here. That's Pete Suter's third foul. He's picked all of them up very quickly. Picked up the second one just 10 seconds ago. All of these now in the second half, and so now Miami has Skaljak, Suter, and Woolfolk all with 3 fouls.
First free throw good for Sumlin. On the Kent State side, Von Cameron Davis, the only one with 3 fouls, as that second free throw is good. Miami up 61-59, 11:40 to go in the second. Potter gets it back to Suter, far side wing, looking to drive it in with his left hand. Stops, hesitates, gets it back, finds Byers in the corner, no good, but rebounded by Suter. Finds a cutting Byers, who almost slams it home, but he'll lay it in, and Miami up 4.
Beautiful adjustment there at the rim from Byers, sensing the contact, and in midair able to adjust and finish that one softly.
Thought he was going to slam that home at first. That would have absolutely lit the roof off this place. Drive from Kent State is good. Nice take there from Barnett. Very acrobatic. Cuts the lead back to 2. Ipsaro looking to push it. Gets it to Potter. Ipsaro trying to go to his left-hand side. Finds Potter. 3. Open. No good. And almost an over-the-back call on Suter. But Sullinger with the ball leaps and steps out of bounds. It'll be Miami basketball.
Sullinger just not able to corral that one. And Kent State, the momentum I certainly got to feel is against them at this point. Miami is starting to find some rhythm offensively. They're finally getting some open looks, and Kent State offensively has really struggled.
Ian Elmer's really heated up for the RedHawks. He has made 3 out of his last 4 attempts from 3-point range. Skaljak gets the ball, looking to go to his right-hand side, stops, now gets it to Byers at the top of the key, finds Skaljak again, pump fakes, being guarded by Barnett. Finds Potter and gets it to Elmer near side wing, driving inside, step back, trying to shoot it, but wasn't able to. Finds Potter, his 3, no good, and rebounded by Kent State. Sullinger able to come up with it, and he is leading the Flashes up the court. Looking to go inside to Gillespie, spin move on Ipsaro, tries to find Barnett, but was tipped away by Miami. It was last touched by a RedHawk, so Kent State will inbound it underneath their own basket. And Woolfolk will come in for Reese Potter. You mentioned it, Woolfolk gotta be careful here. He's playing with 3 fouls. Gillespie gets it down to Sumlin, top of the key, finds Sullinger, pump fakes, now drives in, little floater is good. Touched just about every inch of the rim, and that shot ties it up at 63. About halfway done in the second half, 10 minutes to go. Byers looking to Elmer in the corner, is tipped away by Barnett, and he touched it while he was out of bounds. Ball will stay with Miami. And Sullinger has just been so smooth today. That name sounds familiar. It should. His grandfather, James, helped lead Northland High School to a state championship in 2009. His star player was his son, Jared Sullinger, the 2-time All-American at Ohio State a little over a decade ago. Ipsaro driving in, kicks it out to Elmer. His 3, far side wing, no good, and rebounded by Kent State. And Sullinger will once again lead the Flashes up the court. Gets it to Sumlin. And the 3 from Kent State, no good, was Barnett. The near side in between the wing and corner. Skaljak gets it to Woolfolk, pump fakes at the 3-point line at the far side of wing. Skaljak drives it home, no good. It was a good look, but just able to get a piece of the rim there. It's rebounded by Gillespie. Sumlin going coast to coast. His lay-in good. Kent State takes back the lead 65-63. About 9 minutes to go here in the second half.
Miami not getting back on defense in time, and Woolfolk only so
wild,
much you can do with those three
wild
fouls. Pass
there from Evan Ipsara. Was trying to get it to Byers, out of his reach. A careless turnover there. It'll be Kent State ball. And Skaljack will come out. Cam Kraft will come in. And just as we saw this Miami offense start to heat up, get something going, they're now scoreless over the past 2:23. Sumlin taking the ball up, now gets it to Medley, being guarded by Ipsaro. Is Davis at the wing to Gillespie atop of the key. Sumlin, near side wing, gets it to Davis, being guarded by Byers, trying to post him up, and a foul called on Byers. Think they're going to get him on a reach-in. Second foul on Byers, and the 6th team foul for Miami. Every foul here on out on the RedHawks will mean a trip to the free throw line for Kent State. Medley will inbound underneath his own basket, goes to the top of the key to Sumlin. The right corner of the Red M logo at midcourt, driving in on Kraft, finds a cutting Barnett, and he lays it home. Kent State now up 4.
And Kent State able to get to the basket there on that one. Just out hustling Miami right now on that end of the floor. And Miami's starting to reel a little bit on both ends of the floor.
As a timeout called by Travis Steele. Seems like a good time for one. Leads us to a media timeout. 8:27 to go. RedHawks are reeling a little bit, down by 4. Listening to men's basketball on RedHawk Radio. .27 to go in the second half. RedHawks a little bit of a rut right now, giving up 8 straight points to Kent State over the past 3 minutes. Marquise Barnett leading the charge with 4, Sullinger with 2, Sumlin with 2. Been a really back and forth second half, Addison. What can Miami do to get out of this rut?
Well, I mean, it's been really a game of runs from both teams. Kent State started off the second half and made a nice run to put them in good position, and Miami responded. And so that's what you're looking for right now offensively if you're Miami. And a nice slip there from Woolfolk. No foul.
At the lay-in, no good. The Miami bench irate that there was no foul called. Looked like a little bit of contact underneath the basket. Pass inside, no good. Was off of a golden flash before it went out of bounds, and the ball will go to Miami. Head coach Rob Senderoff for the Flashes very upset at that call. I don't know if he was upset at the call or his players, but regardless, very upset. Woolfolk, top of the key. Gets it to Makai Cooper, driving in, right side, stops, goes up, gets the bucket. What a big-time basket there for Makai Cooper. Just what the RedHawks needed.
That's a huge play, and he got Barnett on his back hip there and sensed him, able to use that pump fake to get Barnett up in the air and finish through the contact. That's a big play from Makai Cooper there in a time where Miami really needed it.
Second foul on Barnett. Free throw from Cooper is good. Solinger will come in. He's coming in for Sumlin, so a short rest there for Solinger. And Mike Bekelja come in for the Flashes as well. He will come in for Marquise Barnett. Looked like Miami's going to bring a little bit of pressure there, but decided to ease off of it. Medley driving in, being guarded by Suter. Driving in right side, around the baseline, up top to Solinger. Solinger trying to drive in on Cooper. Left hand, step up, jump shot no good, but taken away by a Hornbeak. Is this going to be a foul or a jump ball? It is going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow is with Kent State, so it will stay with the Flashes.
This is going to be a physical last 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Both teams recognizing the importance of this game as we're winding down towards the MAC tournament, jockeying for position. You know, that fourth spot is kind of a dangerous position to have to play Akron in the second round. That's kind of what the situation you're looking at right now with the Zips starting to create some space between themselves and the rest of the field.
Yeah, Akron up 3 games on Miami, and they beat the RedHawks as well, so they would have the tiebreaker. So they're essentially up 4 games for the 1 seed. Solinger drives in, nice take, banks it home, and Kent State extends the lead to 3. Suter looking to direct traffic. Looking to drive inside. Thought about the mid-range shot, didn't take it. A whistle on the floor. It's going to be on the Flashes. That's going to be their 7th team foul.
That's a tough one there on Bekelja. Seems like Suter might have just put his shoulder into the chest there. And a foul call is going to put Suter at the free throw line. And important free throws for Miami.
Very, very important. Miami, a team that doesn't get to the line often, but has been able to in the second half. 8th free throw of the half is good from Suter. 18 free throws on the day for the RedHawks. Kent State, 21. So both teams doing a pretty good job of getting to the foul line. Second free throw from Suter is good. Miami cuts the lead to 1. Flashes up 69-68, 7:10 to go in the second half. The intensity really starting to pick up here in Millett Hall. Medley gets it to Gillespie, goes right through his hands, goes out of bounds. It will be Miami basketball. Just a point-blank mistake there for Delrico Gillespie. And Potter will come in. Woolfolk will head to the bench. Couple subs for Kent State as well. Sumlin and Davis will come in for Gillespie and Bekelja.
I'd like to see Miami get Cam Kraft involved a little bit here. He's only got 2 shot attempts on the night.
Kraft with the ball right now. Top of the key, passes it off to Cooper. Cooper takes the screen from Potter. Suter looking to drive inside. A whistle on the floor, and it's going to be against Kent State. So Suter once again getting to the free throw line. Foul was against Sumlin. That's his 3rd. So he will join Von Cameron Davis as the only Golden Flashes to have 3 fouls so far.
A strong drive there from Suter, forcing the action on the Kent State defense. And these officials have rewarded guys who have put their head down and drove into the basket and absorbed contact.
Yeah, that I could definitely say. First free throw from Suter is good. We're tied up at 69. Second free throw, good. Thought it was going to be short, but able to rim on home. Miami up 70-69, 6:45 to go in the second half. And the Miami bench and crowd starting to get into it. Chance of defense as Medley looking to get to Davis. Does Medley. Near side wing, gets it to Davis, looking to drive inside on Elmer. Wild shot is no good, and rebounded by Elmer. What a tough board there for Elmer. Cooper looking to direct the offense. Takes a screen from Potter, doesn't use the roll. Drive in from Elmer, pump fake, shot up, no good. Potter gets a rebound back, lays it home. What a play for Reese Potter. And a timeout for Kent State.
And the activity of Potter and Elmer underneath there, keeping that bucket alive. Potter taps it to himself off the glass, and a huge play from the young gun for Miami, extending the lead up to 3.
You know, when you see Reese Potter, he is very, very tall. Stands at 7'1", but is very, very thin. Seems very easy to exploit in the post. But I got to say, Addison, just watching him throughout his career starting last season, he's really, really starting to improve as a post presence down low.
Yeah, he's really grown up in a huge way tonight, affecting this game on the offensive glass. He's obviously knocked down a huge 3 earlier in the game, and then that bucket right there, massive.
Yeah,
for Miami, just timely buckets from
we know he has that range as well. Could be a really, really good weapon for Miami as the season winds down. It's a 9-2 run for the RedHawks over the past 2:27. Just seems like every team going punch for punch, blow for blow. It's really been a game of runs, especially in the second half. .608 to go in the second half. Miami up 72-69. Miami looking like they're going to bring pressure. Medley inbounds it to Sumlin, goes back to Medley, and now to Sullinger. Being guarded by Cooper. Top of the key, gets it to Davis, but tipped away by Elmer. It is a scrum for the ball. It was gone by Suter, but he immediately threw it away. Sullinger looked like he was going to take a transition 3, cross-court pass to Sumlin. Back to Sullinger, his 3, good. Man, you cannot leave him that wide open. The game is tied up yet again, and Kent State still, or not quite perfect from the three-point line, but a big one there for the Flashes. Elmer, top of the key, gets it to Suter. Being guarded by Sumlin. Potter up to screen, doesn't take it. Elmer, crossover 3, no good. Almost though, almost found its way in, but not quite. Kent State with a chance to take back the lead. Sullinger being guarded by Cooper. Going to his right-hand side, Elmer switches on to him. Screen coming from Hornbeak. Going to the corner is Medley, no good, but the rebound from Hornbeak again, the lay-in is good. Man, these rebounds from Hornbeak have been killing the RedHawks so far. Suter looking to drive in, finds Potter. The ball was tipped though, finds Elmer. Near side corner, wing 3, no good, and rebounded by Kent State.
I think Elmer kind of rushed that one there. Seems like he had time to set his feet.
That was certainly
that one off balance.
It was certainly an open shot. It does look like he rushed it a little bit. Sullinger finds Sumlin looking to drive in, stops on a dime, gets it out to Sullinger, near side wing. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, being guarded by Cooper. Potter up as well, screened by Sumlin. Sullinger drives in, floater, no good. And rebounded again by Hornbeak, that's no good. The ball, it's a scrum, it hits off Suter, and the ball will stay with Kent State.
And the rebounding discrepancy in this game is a huge story. 31 rebounds for Kent State to Miami's 16. And it's becoming a differentiator in the final minutes of this game as Claron Hornbeak is really making his presence felt on that low block right now on the offensive glass. But he's going to get a breather right now just before the under 4.
Hornbeak averages 6 rebounds a game, is 9th in the MAC, especially for a non-starter. That is really impressive, has 8 of them tonight. The other big man, Gillespie, with 9 rebounds tonight. Sumlin up top, passes it on to Medley. Tries to go baseline, lay in, good. Kent State up 4 to 2-possession game as we are now under 4 minutes to go, 3:50 to go. Kent State up 76-72. Suter up top, being guarded by Sumlin very tightly. Takes the screen from Wolfolk, does not see the roll, was being double teamed. Gets it to Cooper, driving in left side, is tipped and taken away by Kent State. it looked like a jump ball between Davis and I believe Gillespie. Very interesting play there. Sumlin with the ball being guarded by Kraft. This is a big possession for the Red Hawk defense. Sum looking to drive in, right side. Corner three, no good, rebounded by Cooper. Man, that was a wide open shot for Kent State. Suter looking to post up on Medley. Finds a Red Hawk down low, but it was no good. It was Byers, a point-blank layup. Not able to bring it down. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:55. Red Hawks down 76-72. And Solinger slowing it down. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Being guarded by Kraft. Finds Davis. His three. Good. A big-time three from Vaughn Cameron Davis. Extends the Kent State lead to 7. And Travis Steele very upset. I think it's with the celebration of Davis. Infuriated with the officials after that.
Just a big-time shot there from Vaughn Cameron Davis, and catches it in rhythm and rising up to knock that down smoothly for the Kent State Golden Flashes. And Miami really needs to figure something out offensively in this huddle. Scoreless over their last 3:27. Another drought just as they got back into this thing and were able to take a brief lead. Kent State has responded.
Leads us to a media timeout. Red Hawks down 79-72. 2:41 to go. Be back right after this quick break. It's Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio. .241 to go in the second half. Red Hawks down to the Golden Flashes 79-72. Miami scoreless over the past 3:27. Kent State has gone on a 10-0 run to take back the lead. Addison, it's really been a game of runs, especially in the second half. And right now, Miami needs to get a run of its own or else they're not going to get a win here.
Yeah, Kent State, the team punching back right now, essentially, as you said, 10-0 run over the last 3:27 for the Golden Flashes. They've been physical defensively and have really caused a lot of issues for Miami on the offensive side of the ball these last few minutes. And then Kent State has made timely shots. Sion Medley has gotten to the basket and made physical finishes. And then on that last possession, obviously, a quiet day from the perimeter for Vaughn Cameron Davis, but experienced players step up and make plays when called upon, and that's what Davis did with that three on that last possession. You
mentioned the physicality. Kent State out-rebounding the Red Hawks 32-17. Suter driving in, turns around, tries to find a cutting. Woolfolk does, lay in, good, and the foul. What a big-time basket for Antoine Woolfolk. Right when the Red Hawks needed something to give this crowd something to cheer about, they're able to do it.
Like some miscommunication there defensively between Gillespie and Sumlin. And Sumlin frustrated with his big man there, but Woolfolk, that soft touch around the basket, his footwork is so pretty down low when he gets it on the low block. The foul was on Vaughn Cameron Davis. That is his fourth. He's the first player to have 4 fouls in this game. Free throw from Woolfolk is good. It's a 4-point game. Crowd's starting to get back into this one. This is a big, big possession here for the Red Hawk D. Medley with the ball, gets it to Sumlin, being guarded by Byers. Or scratched out by Skaljack, but Sumlin looking inside,
Finds Gillespie and gets the lay-in.
It's a tough finish from Gillespie. Looked like Woolfolk might have gotten a hand on that. It ended up going in anyway.
It could have been a goaltend as well, but the basket was good anyway, so it doesn't matter. Drive in is good. Luke Skaljak, the freshman, with a big-time drive and lay-in. He gets the foul. Miami with a chance to cut this to a one-possession game.
That's a tough drive there from the true freshman. Again, feeling Medley on his back. Able to use his physicality to get that one to go and muscle it into the basket.
The foul.
Free throw to cut it to one possession here.
Foul was on Medley. That's his third. Kent State Golden Flashes with 3, Davis with 4. Free throw, no good. Ball tipped around, and Gillespie able to get a hand on it. Gets it to Sumlin. 1:48 to go in the second half. Kent State up 81-77. Gets it to Davis and Solinger. Working his way around. Goes to his right-hand side, being guarded by Absaro. Gets it to Medley. Driving it with his left hand, and a foul called on Skaljak.
It's a tough call there on Skaljak, his 4th.
That is indeed his 4th. He's the first RedHawk to get 4 fouls. Hornbeak comes in for Gillespie, and Medley will have a 1-and-1 here. If you're Miami, you gotta look at this matchup between Woolfolk and Hornbeak. First free throw is good. But Hornbeak has really stepped up for this Kent State squad with very timely offensive rebounds. 5-point lead for Kent State. Second free throw for Medley is no good and rebounded by Suter. Suter looking to push it up the floor. Takes a screen from Woolfolk. Looking to drive in. Is right in front of the Miami bench. Woolfolk wide open for a 3. Didn't take it. It's not his shot. And Suter gets it to Elmer. Top of the key. Looking to drive inside. Loses control of the ball. Is a scram right in front of the Miami bench. And the ball will remain with the RedHawks.
It's a huge possession offensively for Miami. Absolutely need to put the ball in the basket here, and Travis Steele's going to take a timeout, understanding the importance of the final 10 seconds of the shot clock.
That is the last timeout for Miami. Kent State has one more as well. 1:12 to go here in the second half. RedHawks down 5. I don't want to say it's a must-get possession here for Miami, but whatever the next thing after that is, that's what it feels like for the RedHawks. Absolutely desperate for a bucket here to cut it to a one-possession game. Kind of struggled these past few minutes. The pressure for Kent State has really made life very difficult for the RedHawks. Is there anyone in particular that you would want to go to in this situation, Addison?
Yeah, well, certainly the ball has been in the hands of Peter Suter quite a bit in this game. Makai Cooper has done some good things with the ball in his hands as well. Cam Kraft would be the guy that I would look at, but of course he's only got 2 shot attempts on the day. A really quiet game from him, and haven't gotten the production and three-point shooting that you usually expect from Kraft, but you would expect it to go to one of those 3 guys.
Kraft today, just 5 points, 1 for 2 from the field, both of those three-point attempts, but 2 for 2 from the free throw line as well. Pete Suter, the leading scorer for Miami. He's got 13, 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 3 on three-point attempts, but very importantly, Addison, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Could be really, really critical this last minute and 12 seconds. Suter will inbound the ball right in front of the Miami bench towards the left side. Trying to find Skaljak off the screen, finds Absaro. Now Suter cutting through. Gets it, 3 from Suter, banks it in! What a shot from Pete Suter! It is a 2-point game. 1 minute to go here from Millett. The crowd on their feet. Solinger up top. Right side of the MAC logo being guarded by Absaro. Goes to the left-hand side, now to the right-hand side. Gets it to Sumlin, dribbles to the top of the key, finds Solinger at the wing, Shot was no good, but a whistle on the floor. It was a timeout for Kent State. With 43.5 to go, that is the last timeout for Kent State. Man, that was a interesting sequence there for Kent State. You typically don't see a timeout, right in the free-flowing action like that. It's kind of like icing your own shooter in a way. Right before Sullinger attempted that three.
Yeah, Senderoff, Coach Rob Senderoff clearly not pleased with the possession and the shot that it looked like Kent State was going to get. Kind of a discombobulated possession, and with 10 seconds on the shot clock, obviously hoisting from 30 feet is not the shot you want if you're the Golden Flashes. And you got to think that out of this timeout, the ball is going into the hands of Jalen Sullinger.
Yeah.
With an opportunity to get to the basket and put something, or put pressure on the Miami defense, maybe leave a shooter or somebody on the low block open. But Miami needs to be keyed in on Sullinger.
Sullinger leads all scorers today. He's got 20, and he's been pretty efficient as well. 7 for 12 on field goal attempts, 4 for 4 from three-point lands. Has certainly been the catalyst for this Golden Flash offense. Has really, really stepped up for Kent State. And then Sion Medley right behind him. He has 16, 3 for 9 from the field, but Addison, he is 10 for 12 today from the free throw line. We'll see if Kent State elects to drive it inside. I would personally think so. That's what they've been doing all game. The inside presence for Miami going to be a major, major factor on this possession. 43.5 to go in the second half. Kent State up 82-80. Big shot here could extend the lead to 2 possessions. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, so Kent State will have to work quickly. Medley inbounds it to Sullinger. Being guarded by Ipsaro. Gets it to Medley. Being double teamed. Now just Medley. Throws up a shot. Misses everything, but rebounded by Kent State. But it's going to be a shot clock violation as the ball was in Hornbeek's hands. And confusion from the Golden Flash sideline and the players meeting right at midcourt.
Yeah, that is not the play that Rob Senderoff drew up in that huddle. And Sullinger found Medley, and then Medley just looked like he had no idea what to do with the ball there. Just hoisted an ill-advised shot from well beyond the arc. And now Miami with a chance to tie with a 2. Plenty of time on the clock, and you got to think that Miami's going to be looking to drive it to the basket early in this clock, trying to draw a foul.
33.3 to go. About 2-second difference in between the game clock and shot clock. No timeouts for either side. Suter with the ball top of the key. Goes to right-hand side, now left, looking to drive it inside. Gets it to Elmer, pump fake. Now back to Suter. There's a shoe gone. It is Sumlin. He does not have his right foot. And a foul on Kent State.
Well, that's a absolute bailout there from Claron Hornbeek, sending Suter to the free throw line. And a chance to tie it now at the stripe with 2 free throws, 13 seconds to go.
Suter 6 for 6 from the charity stripe today. Came into tonight's game shooting 76% from the free throw line. 13.2 to go. First shot from Suter is good.
Kai Cooper back in the game for Miami, you'd think for defensive purposes here. And Skalczak back to the bench.
And Barnett coming in for Sumlin. Barnett 7 points in today's game. Big free throw here. Would tie the game with a make. And he does. 13.2 seconds to go here, Millett. We're tied up at 82. One shot here for Kent State to win the game. Medley with the ball, 10 seconds to go.
No timeouts for Kent State or Miami.
Looking to drive it inside. Fadeaway, blocked by Elmer. Goes out of bounds. It will be Miami basketball with 2.6 to go. What a play from Ian Elmer.
No timeouts for Miami. They got to inbound this ball. Cam Kraft coming into the game for the RedHawks.
They got to go the full length of the court. They're inbounding underneath their own basket. We saw this earlier as we were watching the end of the Bowling Green Toledo game. I think you want to get some kind of shot where your momentum's heading towards the basket if you're Miami. Suter going to inbound it. No ball pressure. Goes down the court. Tries to find Woolfolk. Goes to Elmer. His 3 for the win. No good. Wow. That is not how you drew it up if you're Miami, but it still almost worked. An open shot from Elmer. Could have been the hero, but instead was just the hero defensively. We got 5 more on the clock. 82-82. How fun is this? We'll take a quick break and be right back with the overtime period. You're listening to Miami men's basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Five more on the clock. What a game this has been. Miami and Kent State tied at 82. A 5-0 run over the past minute and a half for the RedHawks, and 7-1 run over the past 2:10 has led us to a tied ball game in a crucial game for the jockeying in the MAC standings before we get to the tournament in Cleveland. An opportunity for both these teams to get a big-time conference win. Addison, we talked about how Miami really did need to step up defensively those last couple minutes, and they were definitely able to do that.
Yeah, you got to give them all the credit in the world for that last minute 32. Able to lock in defensively, get a few stops, and knock down the shots. Peter Suter with those 5 points, knocking down that huge banked in 3 and then the 2 free throws to tie it, and a lot of momentum for the RedHawks heading into this overtime period. And Kent State has really put a lot into this thing on the defensive end of the
Miami
floor.
wins the tip, and we are underway in the overtime period. Ipsaro gets it to Kraft, who finds Suter. The near side wing gets it to Ipsaro, finds Suter again. And looking to drive it inside, being very tightly defended. Finds Elmer at the top of the key. Looking to go in with his left hand, finds Suter again. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Looking to go inside to Woolfolk. Loses control. Ball goes out of bounds. Will stay with Miami. Gillespie coming in for Hornbeak. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Miami, so they got to work very quickly here. Jumbled formation. Ipsaro gets it into Woolfolk. Trying to drive it inside, 2 seconds left. Mid-range jumper misses the side of the backboard. It'll be Kent State basketball. Solinger pushing it up, being guarded by Suter. Steps back, now gets it to Davis right at the wing. And to Solinger, his 3, rims out, but rebounded by Gillespie, and a foul on Woolfolk. That's going to be his 4th.
Woolfolk just gets out leveraged underneath there by Gillespie, who has had a fantastic night on the glass for Kent State. 11 rebounds for him and 12 points, and now a chance to add to that at the stripe.
And Potter is at the scores table, so you would think that he is going to come in for Woolfolk. Potter with 2 fouls today. Gillespie up at the line, came into today's game shooting 71% from there. First free throw, rims out. And Potter will come in for Antoine. These are going to be a big few minutes here for Reese Potter. Talked about his improvement as a post player. He's going to have to really step up. Second free throw is good. Kent State takes a 1-point lead, 83-82 with 4:10 to go in the overtime period. Ipsaro gets it to Potter up top. Finds Suter. Looking inside, and is snatched away by Kent State. Up in the air again, and Kent State able to retain control. It is Medley pushing it up the floor for the Flashes.
Von Cameron Davis has given Ian Elmer a lot of issues on the offensive side of the ball this game. Just physical with him there, forcing that turnover.
Davis being guarded by Elmer at the post. Very congested and tipped away by Potter and recovered by Suter. What a play there by Potter. Ipsaro running point. Looking to drive in with his left hand. Bounces out to the corner. It's Suter. Looking to drive in again. Mid is good. The mid-range fadeaway for Pete Suter goes in. Miami takes back the lead. 1 point game. And Sumlin with the ball being guarded by Kraft. Top of the key. Right hand side. Tries to go down low to Gillespie. His lay-in's good. And just like that, Kent State now up 1. 85-84, 3 minutes to go in OT. Suter almost went to his left-hand side, goes right, and a whistle on the floor is going to be a foul called on Sumlin.
How about the job Peter Suter has done since about 2 minutes to go in that second half? He has taken over for Miami on the offensive side, initiating the offense, getting downhill, putting pressure on this Kent State defense, and now a chance to retake the lead here for Miami at the free throw line.
And as the 4th foul on Sumlin, he will join Davis in that department. Suter's first free throw is good. That is now 21, now leads all scorers. It looks like Kraft is out. Makai Cooper coming in for Miami. Second free throw for Suter to take back the lead is good. Suter 10 for 10 from the free throw line tonight, has really stepped up for the RedHawks. 2:50 to go in overtime. Solinger pushing it up the floor for Kent State, being guarded by Cooper. The crowd as electric as it has been all night. Solinger with the ball up top, going to his left-hand side. Finds the corner. It is Medley. Finds Gillespie, and good, and the foul. What a take there for Delrico Gillespie. And Kent State takes a 1 point lead.
Delrico Gillespie has been huge in this overtime period. Another discombobulated possession offensively for Kent State. And Gillespie just finds the open space.
His free throw is good. Kent State takes a 2 point lead, 88-86. 2.5 minutes to go in overtime. Foul was on Potter. That's his third. Ipsaro leading the charge from Miami. Gets it to Suter up top. Trying to work a screen from Reese Potter. Goes up top to Ipsaro. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Finds Elmer in the wing. His three. Good! Miami takes a 1 point lead. A big time shot for Double E. Ian Elmer.
Elmer has been really quiet over the last half of the second half, and including in this overtime period. Huge shot there.
Solinger downhill, blocked by Elmer. And ball outletted to Cooper, to Potter, and to Ipsaro. 1:50 to go in OT. A chance for Miami to extend this lead to potentially 2 possessions. Ipsaro looks to take a screen from Potter, gets it to Suter up top. Being guarded by Sumlin. Trying to go to his right-hand side, now left. Finds Elmer in the corner. His three, no good. Potter follows it up with the putback. Miami up 3. Solinger being guided by Potter, now Cooper. 1:16 to go in OT. Solinger looking to go inside. It's Gillespie being guarded by Potter. Posting him up, his lay-in, no good. Rebounded by Kent State. That put in, good, and the foul. Wow.
Another second chance opportunity for Kent State, and Von Cameron Davis able to carve out space underneath. And Potter and Elmer just too focused on Gillespie, let Davis in unboxed out, and he's able to get that one to go and a chance to tie it with a free throw.
7 points today for Davis, a chance to tie the game with this free throw. 1 point game, 1:06 to go. Free throw, no good, rebounded by Suter. 1 minute to go in overtime. Miami up 91-90, a chance to get a huge win at home. Cooper with the ball being guarded by Solinger, gets it to Suter up top to Cooper. Driving it the left hand to Ipsaro. And back to Suter, the left side of the Miami logo. Going left side, Cooper. It was, they're not going to say, they're going to review it.
It looks like they called it on the floor, Miami basketball. It looked like Sullinger knocked it away from Cooper, got his hands in front of his.
Addison, it was like pretty much right in front of us. We had pretty much as good a view as you can get, and honestly, I have no idea who that was off of. It was very close. All right, a chance to reset. 41.1 to go. Each side still has their respective timeout, and both squads in the bonus. Miami has 19 fouls, so next foul, Kent State will have 2 free throws. As far as foul trouble goes, Von Cameron Davis and Jamal Sumlin each have 4. Antoine Woolfolk and Luke Skaljak each have 4 for Miami. Medley and Hornbeak have 3. Elmer, Suter, and Potter have 3 for the RedHawks. Officials are reviewing to see who the ball was off of. If it's Miami ball, they'll have 6 seconds on the shot clock, so they're going to have to work very, very quickly in order to get points on the scoreboard, try to extend this to potentially a 2-possession lead. It would be absolutely huge with this much time left in the game.
And they need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the floor, which was Miami basketball.
Yeah,
so that's a crucial detail.
And that is very, very critical. If they can't find enough evidence, then it'll stay with Miami.
And obviously just 6 seconds on the shot clock. Miami's going to have to work quickly here. 1 timeout left for both squads. Just a riveting atmosphere. This game has really lived up to the billing. Certainly fit for national television.
We have seen some really good games here at Millett Hall this year. I think this one definitely tops them all, and shout out to everyone watching on CBS Sports Network and for everyone listening here on YouTube on RedHawk Radio. I hope you're listening to this broadcast, having a great time, as good of a time as we are. Officials are gone, and it is going to be Kent State basketball. So reverse the ruling there. Kent State will have a fresh shot clock to take back the lead, down 1. Sullinger inbounds it to Sumlin, now gets it back. 35 seconds to go in OT. Sullinger, far side, lays it in, is no good. Rebounded by Gillespie. He puts it back.
It looks like a clock issue. I think they're going to put some time back on the clock, and I think it rolled after the basket there. But again, Miami committing too many shot blockers to the drive there. Nobody to box out Gillespie. And another second chance opportunity put home for Kent State.
Yeah, that's something that we have seen time and time again, really all season for Miami, and especially tonight. Claron Hornbeak and Delrico Gillespie have really, really stepped up for the Flashes today. Gillespie, 20 points in today's game, 12 rebounds. He's got himself a double-double. And Hornbeak, 10 points, 9 boards. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double. They did add some more time to the clock. It was, what, 29.6, something like that?
Back up to 30.5.
Now it is 30.5, which means that there will be a shot clock of 30 seconds. Not the biggest deal in the world, only a 0.5 difference in between the clocks. So you would think just 1 shot if you're Miami here, Addison?
We'll see what they go with. Certainly down 1 in this situation, they could opt to go for a quick bucket and see if they're able to foul in case they miss. But
both squads both have their timeouts. Ipsaro drives in, finds Elmer in the corner. His 3, good! Miami up 2, 21.4 to go. And I think a timeout on the floor, definitely a whistle. And we have a delay on the court. I think they're reviewing to see how much time is left.
They're telling everybody to head back to their benches here as they review this play. But how about the job there from Ipsaro? And clearly the goal was to push the ball up the floor and force the action offensively very quickly early on in that shot clock. And Ipsaro with his speed and penetration and vision. And Elmer, who has really stepped up from outside the arc in this game. He's knocked down a couple of big 3-pointers in the last few minutes of this one.
Ipsaro, 6 assists on the day. He is tied with Pete Suter for the most on the RedHawks today, as well as for the game. Jamal Sumlin leads Kent State with 5. Still 20.4 to go for now in the overtime period, and important to remember, both squads each have their timeout, so they could still use that. They got it in their back pocket for the rest of this overtime period. All right, if you're Kent State here on this offensive possession, you've done really, really well driving it in and getting offensive rebounds on the inside. Is that the general strategy here again?
Well, you got to certainly think that they're going to try, yes, and force the action with their dribble penetration, get something up on the rim, and then second chance points in the offensive glass have been huge for Kent State in this game. 50 paint points for the Golden Flashes compared to 28 for the RedHawks. It's been a huge differentiator in this game. 38 rebounds as well to just 22 for Miami.
Yeah, it's reared its ugly head again at points today for the RedHawks. Officials still meeting at the scores table. To be completely honest, I was a little confused, Addison, because Kent State inbounded the ball right away. So
it doesn't look like they put any time back on the clock, at least as of yet. Both teams are now back on the floor.
Yeah, no time added yet, but they're still meeting at the opposite scores table. So we'll see how much time is added. Kent State, they have the chance to just shoot for one shot here. I'm not sure if they're going to elect to do that or not. If you're Miami defensively, I just put so much emphasis on rebounding, finding your man, boxing him out, and just trying to out-physical Kent State in this offensive possession.
The defensive rebound in this game, in these last 20 seconds for Miami, essentially ices things for the RedHawks.
It would certainly put them in a really good position, especially at the free throw line, a chance to extend it to a couple possessions. Officials still meeting where they were. And both teams, as you mentioned, Addison, on the court, huddling up. Reese Potter barking commands to the rest of the RedHawks on the floor. Suter, Cooper, Ipsaro, Elmer, and Potter out for Miami. For Kent State, it is Medley, Solinger, Sumlin, Davis, and Gillespie. We'll certainly have to keep an eye on Delrico Gillespie, has really stepped up for Kent State with those offensive rebounds.
He's really been the guy who's been lethal cleaning up those offensive boards for Kent State in this one. And Travis Steele going to talk to his guys again. Officials still.
This is a really, really long review for what might be a difference of like 1 second or 1.5 seconds, especially with Kent State immediately inbounding after that made basket from Elmer. Seems kind of wasteful to have this long of a review, to be honest, but
I'm wondering if maybe Elmer's foot might have been on the line, or
it could be
something there. I believe
it could be. Yeah, he was somewhat close to the 3-point line. I thought he was behind it. Happened to our near side, but that would make sense for a potential review as well. That could be a huge difference in either a 1-point lead or a 2-point lead for Miami, especially if they're able to get defensive rebounds.
It does seem to be a clock issue here. So they're going to actually take some time off. It sounded like the clock stopped when it shouldn't have.
Yeah, so he said that the clock stopped when it shouldn't have stopped after the basket, I'm assuming. So there's now 18.9 seconds for Kent State. They will be inbounding the ball right in front of us, right next to the mid-court logo. It'll be Solinger inbounding it for Kent State. He gets it to Medley. Pushing up the floor, 15 seconds to go. Going to the right side, being guarded by Suter. Gets it to Solinger, looking inside, Gillespie. Working on Potter, and he stepped out of bounds. It is going to be Miami basketball.
Great defense there from Reese Potter, disrupting that pass, and Gillespie had to adjust to make the catch from Solinger. and his back foot just touches that end line there, and now a couple of free throws from Miami will ice this thing, and a huge come-from-behind victory that Miami looks in good position to come away with.
Everybody up for both squads. Suter gets it into Cooper and will be fouled. 7.5 to go. Cooper with a chance to extend this lead to 2 possessions.
Cooper, kind of the guy that you want to foul if you're Kent State, only 68% from the line coming into this one. Obviously,
3 for 3 tonight.
Miss.
Yep.
If you're Kent State.
Miami 22 for 27 from the free throw line. Cooper 3 for 3 today. Couple free throws here. I don't want to say ends it. I mean, crazier things have happened with 7.5 to go, but puts Miami in a good position. First free throw is good. Miami up 95 to 92, and Kent State will call a timeout.
Rob Senderoff going to make Makai Cooper think about this one a little bit, but just want to emphasize the shot making we have seen in this game from both of these squads, both shooting over 50% from both three-point range and from the field overall. And from the free throw line, the free throw shooting has been extremely clean for both sides. 77%, 21 of 27 for the Golden Flashes, and then Miami has been great as well, 23 of 28. Just a evenly matched, high-level game that we've seen, and it's fitting that this one has come down to the wire. And
this is a game, Addison, that I think for both squads could really, really learn a lot from, especially as we wind down the regular season. These are the types of games that we're going to be seeing at the MAC tournament in Cleveland about a month from now, and learning how to play in these tight situations is huge for both teams. 95-92 Miami. Makai Cooper at the line. 7.5 to go in the overtime period. Free throw, good. Miami up by 4. Medley going up the floor. They got to go quickly. Solinger, floater 3, no good. Tipped around, and Miami is going to win an absolute classic here at Millett. 96-92. What a win for the RedHawks.
It's just a gutsy performance by this team. Down 5 with 1:30 to go, and Pete Suter with 5 huge points to send it to OT. And then the shot making from Ian Elmer and the rest of this Miami squad in that overtime period, able to seal it. And Kent State, what an effort from them. Obviously, we alluded to them and how they've shot the ball in this game, knocking down 32 of 60 from the field and 7 of 14 from 3. Just such a physical, high-level basketball game that we saw today. And this is just a huge momentum boost for Miami, especially with the way that they've been playing the last 2 games. The way they lost those 2 contests against some opponents that they really should be beating significantly. And you gotta hope, if you're Travis Steele, that this is going to reinstill some confidence in this group as the rest of the season goes down the stretch. Yeah, absolutely. Rebounding still an issue today for the RedHawks. It really kept Kent State in it today. They got out-rebounded 39-22, but man, as you mentioned, Addison, the clutch shooting today for the RedHawks, absolutely huge. Ian Elmer with the go-ahead 3 with 21 seconds left. And free throws from Makai Cooper to close this thing out, as well as the heroics from Pete Suter that you mentioned. I mean, I think of the block from Ian Elmer to end the second half. Just some really, really big performances today when Miami absolutely needed it most. Up next for Miami, they will be at home again Tuesday night against Northern Illinois. And for Kent State, their next game will also be at home. They got a big game against Toledo, a really meaningful matchup as to determine who will be the 3 seed in the MAC tournament potentially. That'll do it from us here at RedHawk Radio. From Bryan Miller, Addison Lenhart, we pass it on to Sean Wiesemann, give you our post-game coverage and final thoughts. Miami wins a classic 96-92. Thank you so much for listening here on RedHawk Radio. We hope you have a wonderful Friday night and rest of your weekend. As for now, so long.
I don't think words can do justice what we just witnessed here at Millett Hall. I'm so happy to be here with you today. It is 96-92 RedHawks is the final for Travis Steele and his crew. It is their first 20-win season of this millennium, if you can believe that. That is their first 20-win season since the 24-8 season of 1998-1999, where Charlie Coles and Wally Zerbiak led the RedHawks to a Sweet 16 with a few games left. And with a few games left, they have a chance to potentially match that total in regular season wins. I'm really happy to be here with you today. It was an absolute thriller here in Oxford, Ohio. We'll go through some quick highlights really quickly. I mean, it starts obviously with the clutch free throw shooting of Peter Suter to put this game in overtime. 2 clutch shots and beautiful defense at the very end by Ian Elmer to block the shot and to send it to overtime, obviously. And then in overtime, I mean, it was just tough shot after tough shot. That is a great defensive team, and they hung 96 on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Miami had a great, well-rounded effort led by Peter Suter, obviously. 22 points, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for the Bellarmine transfer, and he also hit a landmark total tonight. He had his 1,000th point on a layup with 6 minutes left in the first half. I forgot to mention that, so congrats to Suter. Ian Elmer, also 17 points, clutch shots. I mean, clutch shot after clutch shot. He hit a 3 with, just barely any time left to make things happen. And, he's certainly one of the MVPs for today, given that his ability offensively and defensively to make it happen. And then you can't forget about Brent Byers. 17 minutes, he puts up 12 points off the bench, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 of 4 from three-point land. And then, of course, Reese Potter also defensively was just an absolute nightmare. 0 points in the first half, and then in the second half in overtime, he had 9 points, going 4 for 7, including 1 for 3 from the three-point line. And all 6 of his rebounds came in the second half and overtime. You cannot say enough about the grit of this team, especially after coming off just kind of reeling from not one, but 2 ugly losses in a row where they looked like they just didn't want to be there. And, it says a lot about the grit and the kind of culture that Travis Steele, as cliche as it sounds, the kind of atmosphere that's been created here at Miami University with these guys. It's second to none, truly, that they've been able to create. And just his 3rd season, Travis Steele has already had the best season of this millennium, and we hope we can party like it's 1999 here in Oxford, Ohio. We really appreciate you listening. This was as good as it gets. Great plays, great players, making great shots and with great opportunities. You really can't say enough about this Miami squad, who, like I said, improved to 20-7 on the season, while the Golden Flashes fall to 18-9, 8-6 in Miami, 11-3. Still a couple games off of the Akron Zips right now, 3 games to be exact, who currently look like they are cruising for an undefeated conference play. Currently 13-0, Miami 3 games back. The only other team with a loss earlier today, Toledo's loss earlier today, means that Miami is now a game and a half up for the number 2 seed. In conclusion, obviously, this was as good of a show as you could get. You never want a game to go to overtime unless you're a basketball sicko. And you know what? We got some basketball sickos in Millett Hall today because we enjoyed it here in Oxford. I really appreciate you listening. My name is Sean Wiesemann, and you've been listening to Red Hawk Radio. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 1 p.m. I will also be here for that, as the women's basketball team takes on Buffalo, in which should be an outstanding game as well. Buffalo 21-5 coming to Oxford. We really appreciate you listening. Have a good night. Take it easy and be safe.